Ready to run your first regression model in Rstudio? Let's go! In this example, we're going to predict the outcome of American presidential elections. The expectation is that incumbent parties get more votes when the economy is growing. Specifically, we look at the vote share for the incumbent party and the average recent growth in personal income. If we assume that future elections are similar to past ones, we can use this model to predict the outcome of future elections. First, we need some data. We use data from 1952 to 2012 and download them directly into Rstudio. We can have a peek at the data with head. This shows us the first 6 elections and the variables we have in the dataset: the year, economic growth, the vote share of the incumbent party, and the names of the main candidates. Using plot, we can visualize the data. That's the vote share on the y-axis and economic growth on the x-axis. Each dot is an election. Now we need to let Rstudio know that we want to use the package rstandarm. We use this package to run the regression model. If you have installed the package on your computer, you simply call library and Rstudio will load rstandarm. For the actual regression model, we first specify an object, a box in which we want to put the results that Rstudio is going to calculate. Here I chose M1, but that's really up to you. The code for a basic regression model is stan_glm. First you put the name of the outcome variable. Then we have the tilde, that's this wiggly line, to tell Rstudio that predictors are next. Here we have only one predictor, growth. Finally, we tell Rstudio which data to use. After a short moment, we can see that the new object, M1. This is where everything is. To see the results, we use print and the name of that model. What we want to focus on here is the coefficients, here. We can see that the coefficient is 3.1, but what does 3.1 mean? It's important to bear in mind that we're in the world of the model. We can calculate anything in the world of the model. So we actually create 2 elections that are the same, and the only difference between them is that one election, economic growth was 1% higher. 1% because economic growth is measured in units of 1%. According to the model, we predict that in that election with higher economic growth, the vote share of the incumbent party, this is our outcome variable, is 3.1 percentage points higher. This prediction obviously comes with uncertainty. The standard error gives us an indication of how uncertain this estimate is. Here we have a standard error of 0.7, which is clearly smaller than the 3.1 of the coefficient. As a final step, we can show the model in the graphic, using AB line, bearing in mind that there is uncertainty around this line, as we have just calculated.